TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations.
Shalom Erev Tov. Good evening. I am Mayan Hessen, and this is TV7 Israel News, broadcasting to you from Jerusalem. The United Nations General Assembly votes in favor of a joint French-Saudi declaration calling for a two-state solution. Qatar and Turkey urge the Muslim world to unite against Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio reaffirms the ironclad relations between Washington and Jerusalem. The United Nations General Assembly has overwhelmingly adopted a resolution endorsing the French-Saudi declaration, which calls for the implementation of a two-state solution, despite the absence of political negotiations on the horizon.
The result of the vote is as follows. In favor, 142, against 10, abstentions 12. Draft Resolution A/80/L1/revision 1 is adopted.
Among the 142 member states voting in favor of the resolution were Russia, Ukraine, Finland, North Korea, Turkey, Cyprus, Greece, Germany, Sweden, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. Nations abstaining included the Czech Republic, Fiji, Ethiopia, and Ecuador. Opposing votes came from Paraguay, Hungary, Argentina, the United States of America, Nauru, Micronesia, Papua New Guinea, Palau, Tonga, and Israel.
This one-sided declaration will not be remembered as a step toward peace, only as another hollow gesture that weakens this Assembly's credibility. This is not diplomacy. It is theater, a carefully staged performance for headlines, not for peace. It doesn't shorten the war, it prolongs it. It does not weaken Hamas, it rewards them. It does not advance negotiations, it undermines them.
Israeli ambassador to the United Nations Dani Danon asserted that the non-binding resolution will only hinder peace rather than advance it.
This declaration is one-sided. It does not designate Hamas as a terrorist organization, and it dares to equate the release of Israeli hostages with the release of convicted terrorists. Shame on you. This meaningless political maneuver takes place while innocent people remain blindfolded in Gaza's tunnels, starved, tortured, waiting. Meanwhile, many members of this assembly blindfold themselves by choice. By endorsing this declaration, you cover your own eyes. You choose not to see the truth, to ignore the facts.
Meanwhile, the Palestinian Authority's observer at the UN General Assembly, Riyad Mansour, seized the opportunity to once again blame Israel for the ongoing war, all the while voicing hope that the French and Saudis, who promoted the initiative to recognize the Palestinian state, absent of any political horizon, have an actual plan in place.
I trust that this overwhelming vote and endorsement by all those who voted in favor of this resolution is an illustration of saying, yes, we have a plan, yes, we have a detailed roadmap for peace, and we invite the party that is still pushing the option of war and destruction and attempts to eliminate the Palestinian people and steal their land, to listen to the sound of reason, to the sound of the logic of dealing with this issue peacefully, and for the overwhelming message that has resonated in this General Assembly today.
The French ambassador to the world body, Jérôme Bonnafont, claimed to have a plan of action, regardless of the current realities on the ground.
Cette feuille de route, This roadmap involves an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all of the hostages. It involves the establishment of a Palestinian state that is viable and sovereign. It involves the disarmament of Hamas and its exclusion from governance in Gaza. And it involves the normalization between Israel and the Arab countries. And finally, it involves the implementation of collective security guarantees, including Israel.
Meanwhile, Qatar hosted an emergency foreign ministerial summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in its capital, Doha, during the course of which extensive discussions were held with regard to Israel's strike against Hamas leadership in Qatar last week and the war in the Gaza Strip, among other topics, all of which were related to Israel.
The message of this summit, which must reach everyone loud and clear, is solidarity with Qatar, Doha, from the Arab and Islamic worlds. Against the aggression of the occupying Israeli state, this aggression which combines cowardice, treachery, and foolishness. The state of Qatar will not tolerate any violation of its sovereignty or threat to its national security. The Qatari sovereignty is a matter that cannot be disregarded or transgressed. We will confront any threat to us with all means guaranteed by international law. Israel's barbaric and demagogic practices will not deter us from continuing our sincere efforts with the Arab Republic of Egypt and the United States to stop this unjust war.
The Qatari Prime Minister continued by calling on the Arab and Muslim world to punish the State of Israel, warning that unless the Jewish state pays a price for its strike on Hamas in Doha, irrespective of its legality, no Islamic nation is safe. Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan, for his part, pledged Ankara's unwavering support for any and all steps which Qatar decides to pursue against Israel. He further emphasized the need for the Islamic world to unite against Israel, which Turkey views as the greatest threat to the region. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio landed in Israel yesterday. Before his trip, Rubio underscored the importance of U.S.-Israel relations and dismissed any speculation that Israel's strike on Qatar would strain ties between Jerusalem and Washington.
I'm going to get a much better understanding of what their plans are moving forward. What's happened has happened. Obviously, we were not happy about it. The president was not happy about it. Now we need to move forward and figure out what comes next. Because at the end of the day, when all is said and done, there is still a group called Hamas, which is an evil group that still has weapons and is terrorizing. There is still 48 hostages that deserve to be released immediately, all at once. And there is still the hard work ahead of, once this ends, of rebuilding Gaza in a way that provides people a quality of life that they all want. And who's going to do that? Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to be in charge of it? So all that work is still there to be done. All that still needs to be dealt with.
You say you're not happy with that. Does it mean we ask the Israelis not to do this again?
I think the president's comments speak for themselves on that front. In essence, he didn't like the way it went down. But that said, it's not going to shake. Our relationship with Israel is going to remain strong. And sometimes, things happen or come up in those relationships that perhaps you're not 100% aligned with or what have you, but it's not going to change the nature of our relationship with the Israelis. But we are going to have to talk about it. Primarily, what impact does this have? What happened? What impact does that have moving forward on what comes next?
The American top diplomat and security advisor was further asked whether Israel's strike on Qatar would alter the relations between Doha and Washington.
I met with them. Vice President and I met with the Prime Minister yesterday. I know they had dinner with the President last night. So, we have a relationship with them as well. We've been working on a number of things with them. They've been, for example, very helpful in the DRC, Rwanda, or with the M23. They've been hosting those talks. So we had a visit there earlier this year. I did, and then went back a second time with the President. So they've been good partners on a number of fronts.
Ahead of his trip, rumors spread about Secretary Rubio's intention to attend the inauguration of an underground excavation adjacent to the Western Wall in the Old City of Jerusalem, which infuriated Islamists and anti-Israel nations who do not believe the most sacred site in Judaism should be part of the nation-state of the Jewish people.
Well, let me tell you, the city of David is separate. I intend to go to that. I've been to that before. Many years. That's an archaeological site. It's one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. I've visited it numerous times in the past. I understand people want to involve politics in it. I understand everything in this region is political to some extent. But at the end of the day, it's an extraordinary archaeological site. It just is. And I think an important one for multiple faiths.
Upon arrival in Israel yesterday, Secretary Rubio, accompanied by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, attended the Western Wall for a prayer and a subsequent tour of the marvelous underground archaeological site, after which Prime Minister Netanyahu voiced Jerusalem's deep appreciation for Washington's unwavering support.
I think his visit here is a testament to the durability, the strength of the Israeli-American alliance. It's as strong and as durable as the stones of the Western Wall that we just touched under President Trump and Secretary Rubio and their entire team. This alliance has never been stronger, and we deeply appreciate it, not only on behalf of the people of Israel who live today, the generations of Jews who preceded us, and hope that we'll build our state anew with friends like you. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. Please continue to pray for the hostages and for the peace of Jerusalem. I am Mayan Hessen. Until our next update, Shalom from Jerusalem.